The 2021 NBA Draft is stacked. This draft boasts several potential franchise-changing stars and multiple players that could be future All-Stars. So don't be surprised to see a number of teams tanking for a chance to get one of those top spots in the draft. In today's video, I'm giving you my mock draft for 2021, the way too early edition. Hey guys, this is Troy. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notification bells for fresh and quality NBA content several times a week. So if you are a fan of this channel, then you know that I love anything and everything NBA draft. So for today's video, the way too early edition mock draft 2021, I used tankathon.com and their draft order randomizer to find the picks that I'm going to be using for this draft. Of course, as we get into the season and we see what teams are good, what teams are not so good, then the picks and the draft order will start to make sense a little bit more clearly. But keep in mind, the teams that are projected to have the worst records will have that greater chance of getting picks that are higher up in the draft. So let's get into it. Pick number 1 is going to be made by the Detroit Pistons. They are going with Cade Cunningham. He is a freshman from Oklahoma State University, one-and-done player. He is the consensus number 1 pick in this draft. He is a big playmaker, big point guard, kind of in that Ben Simmons, Luka Doncic mold. He's got the scoring. He's got the shot creation. He's a real do-it-all type of player. He's the type of guy who is not going to be a bust and has the skills that will translate to the NBA. So no matter who gets that number 1 pick, they need to consider drafting Cade Cunningham. He is a franchise-changing type of player, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Pick number 2, going to be made by the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are going with Jalen Green from the G League Ignite team. So he skipped college to go straight to the G League. He is an awesome scorer. He's a slasher. He kind of has that Kobe Light comparison to his game. He's got those types of talents at the 2-guard spot. Really explosive player. He is improving as a shooter and as a playmaker. So the sky is the limit for Jalen Green. I think when all's said and done, he could end up giving Cade Cunningham a run for his money as that number 1 pick. Pick number 3, going to be made by the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are going with Jonathan Kuminga, also of the G League Ignite team. Still a bit of an unknown for a lot of scouts with Kuminga. He moved from the Congo in 2016 to play high school ball, so he is probably the top small forward in this draft class. He's a great dunker. He's awesome in transition. One of those guys who you see him on the floor and you're like, yeah, this guy passes the eye test. This guy looks like an NBA player. His main thing, he just needs to refine his game. He needs to be able to compete on the floor at all times. Pick number 4 is going to be made by the New York Knicks in this mock draft. They are going with Brandon Boston Jr. He is a freshman, one-and-done player from the University of Kentucky. He's a wing. He looks to be the main bucket getter for Kentucky this year. This dude scores at all levels, but he does have that body type very similar to Brandon Ingram, so he's going to need to add some muscle, but he is shooting up draft boards right now. Pick number 5, going to be made by the Sacramento Kings. They are going with Evan Mobley, freshman, one-and-done player from USC. He's got the skills and defensive ability that teams look for in modern big men today. He's a long 7-footer. He is developing a nice shooting touch, trying to expand his range out to 3. He's great around the rim, big-time athlete, tons of upside, but like many players in this draft class, he does need to get stronger and put on some weight and muscle. Pick number 6, going to be made by the San Antonio Spurs. They are going with Jalen Suggs, freshman from Gonzaga. And Gonzaga, they are the favorite to win the national championship this year. Jalen Suggs looking to be the best player from that team. He is a Jason Kidd type of point guard. Well-rounded offensive and defensive game. He takes contact when he drives to the hoop, offers a balanced mix of athleticism, strength, passing, shot making, kind of a do-it-all, jack-of-all-trades type of player. And I thought this was pretty interesting. He played basketball and football in high school in Minnesota, and he won awards for being the best player in the state in each of those sports. Pretty athletic dude. Pick number 7, going to be made by the Charlotte Hornets. They are going with Zaire Williams. He is a freshman from Stanford, a Stanford man. 6'8" forward, great length, good range on his shot, solid defensive potential, really good in the open floor. I've been seeing Paul George comparisons to this guy if he's able to put it all together. Pick number 8, going to be made by the Golden State Warriors. You may be saying, how are the Warriors in this draft? Well, this is due to the D'Angelo Russell trade from this past season. So if the Minnesota pick falls out of the top 3, it will be going to Golden State. And I don't foresee Minnesota being one of the 3rd worst teams in the league this year. Golden State will be going with Jalen Johnson, a freshman from Duke, 6'9" power forward who can handle the ball. He can also play like a guard. Awesome when he gets out into transition. Nice defensive versatility as well. I think he's one of those guys that you could plug into a lot of different offenses and he would do well. His jumper, still a work in progress, but I could see this guy shooting up draft boards with a really nice season at Duke. Pick number 9, going to be made by the Chicago Bulls. They are going with Keon Johnson, freshman from the University of Tennessee. He is a combo guard, lots of potential, lots of upside, one of the best athletes in this draft class. He is an aggressive defender, also has a nice shooting touch as well. Really powerful player when he's on the court. Pick number 10, going to be made by the Orlando Magic. They are going with Scotty Barnes from Florida State. He is another combo forward, nice mix of ball handling and passing skills, good playmaking, has nice defensive versatility. He could theoretically guard those 1 through 5 positions on the floor. He's got a big wingspan. He's a do-it-all type of player. Does need to get a little bit better on the offensive end, though. Pick number 11, going to be made by the New Orleans Pelicans. They are going with Usman Garuba from Real Madrid. He is a Spanish big man, the top international player in this year's draft. He has a nice basketball IQ, good passing, nice defensive impact and hustle, also a strong rebounder. More of a defensive guy right now, and he is working to improve his offensive game. Pick number 12, going to be made by the Memphis Grizzlies. They are going with Terrence Clark, also from the University of Kentucky, another freshman, teammate of Brandon Boston Jr., who was selected a little earlier in this mock draft. Clark is a 6'7" forward, good perimeter skills, and he's good at creating his own shot and just shot making in general. I mean, this guy, he can just score it at will. I'm seeing lots of Tracy McGrady comparisons to him. Main thing with him, he needs to show that he can still contribute when the ball isn't in his hands, that he can make good plays for his teammates. Pick number 13, going to be made by the Washington Wizards. They are going with Caleb Love from the University of North Carolina. He is strong. He is athletic. He's a combo guard. He's got that score-first mentality. He can score at the hoop. He's got range on his shot as well. Big thing with him, needs to show that he can run an offense, that he can get his teammates involved. Lots of potential with Caleb Love, though. And for pick number 14, I've got this going to the Portland Trail Blazers, and they are picking Greg Brown, a big man from the University of Texas. He's an explosive leaper, big-time athlete above the rim. Just check out some of his highlights on YouTube. This guy throws it down. But he does need to show that he's got actual basketball skill, too, and that he's not just a highlight reel all the time. He has flashed some shooting potential, and he needs to focus in on that a bit more. But if he puts it all together, Greg Brown can be a star in this league. Guys, that's what I've got for you today, but let me know in the comments what players you're excited to see this upcoming basketball season in college, in the G League, internationally. Who should I include on my next mock draft, and who do you want your team to pick? If it's your first time here, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Fresh NBA content several times a week. Make sure you like this video as well. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Troy. This is the Half Court Report, and I'll see you next time.